Well, welcome back. Welcome back. Hey, Wild Angel, what's up? OJ hasn't heard this song in a long time because, I've been playing Christmas music and he hears that song and he's going crazy around here. Now, he's got a new rubber snake that his secret Santa gave him. So, between the snacks, the rubber snake, and the song, he's done, man. He is done. Good afternoon, Robin. Moon Diaries. I saw Erica was in here. What up, Chrissy? Woo! Linda. Mayhem said, I'm on time. Amazing. Hey, even if you're late, late's better than never. That's pretty much it. Hot Mess. Hot Mess. Hey, Debbie. Robin, what is this about? Ooh, good question. Hey, Bonnie. What is this about? Well, let's take a second first and tell everyone welcome back, good afternoon, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, however you want to do it. I just saw Rexy's lurking. All right, great question. What is this about? Okay, this will be a shorter show because we don't have a lot of information. And, in mid-October, a girl named Winter Wagner, I'm going to go ahead and use the word kidnapped. She was kidnapped from her foster home in Kentucky. But she has been found. This is a very rare story we get to do. A 13-year-old girl who disappeared from her Rockcastle County home in mid-October has been found. There's a kicker to this. Rockcastle County Sheriff Shannon Franklin confirmed to WKYT that Winter Wagner, who was last seen at her home in mid-October, was found safe in Montgomery County, Maryland. Her home is a foster home. Okay? Now, I don't know why she was in foster care. Some people will say things like, well, what does that matter? Is that your business? Yeah, it really, she was missing since October till a few days ago. It really is part of the case. What made her want to leave that home? We'll talk about that. Okay, Johnny Miller, who was Winter's cousin, said, for our family, it feels like we can breathe again. There were so many moments where the weight of not knowing felt unbearable. It's been over 2 months since 13-year-old Winter went missing. Community members, local authorities, U.S. Marshals, and the FBI searched across state lines to answer one burning question. Where is Winter? It was Friday when her family finally got an answer. Talk about a Christmas miracle. Miller had posted daily online for 2 months. After carrying fear and worry for so long, the relief and gratitude hit all at once. The Montgomery County Police Department in Maryland said they got a tip Friday that the teen might be in their area. Here's the tip. She called her aunt and told her aunt where she was. And her aunt called the authorities. Good job, Winter. You saved yourself. You did. It was inside a home in Silver Spring, Maryland, where they say they found her with 37-year-old Christian Alexander Delgado. Delgado was arrested that day and charged with kidnapping. I have a feeling we're going to see some other charges on top of that once they are done with their forensic exams. He had his first court appearance Monday afternoon, yesterday. Cameras were not allowed in the courtroom. Miller said they don't have any family in Maryland, and when they found out that's where Winter was, they were shocked. Well, Johnny Miller, you obviously are not that intelligent. She wasn't going there to see family. You see, she was kidnapped, all right? She started talking to this guy online, which is probably going to be another charge. And he took the liberty of going to pick her up and took her to Maryland. Johnny goes on to say, we hoped she would be found, but we would have never imagined she'd be located out of state in Maryland. Even more shocking to the family, finding out that the man she was with is 37 years old. Well, now, is it Johnny? Is it Johnny? Look at the guy's picture. He is your stereotypical pedo. Okay? Pedo. Ped. He is. He's no sympathizer. He's no saint. He didn't go through all that to save her or help her out. No. She's 13 years old. He had 1, no business getting involved. 2, no business kidnapping her. No business taking her to Maryland. And obviously things weren't going well in the house because she called her aunt and the U.S. Marshals busted in and arrested his ass. To the community, authorities, and everyone who kept Winter's name out there, the family says they're grateful. This experience changed all of us. It showed us the pain of uncertainty, but it also showed us the strength of people coming together, and that's something we will never forget. Have any of you heard of this case before? Because it just hit my feed a few days ago. I know I'm normally out of the loop, but I mean, she's been missing since October. Johnny says awareness is powerful, but remember, she saved herself. Awareness is powerful. That is for sure. For sure. Now, what are the odds of all these flyers and everything showing up on a feed in Maryland, though? So when she's out and about with Delgado, what are the odds that the algorithm would have hit Maryland and somebody in that area would have recognized her? Slim to none, because it was more concentrated in Kentucky. People realize now that sharing a post, talking about a child, or refusing to scroll past can truly make a difference. But she called her aunt. Now, the family and the Rockcastle the county sheriff's office are focused on Winter and bringing her home. Okay, so there's a press conference on Monday, and yes, we will cover that. If it's not streamed online, then we will talk about it another day. Okay, another day. So, many questions. She's in foster care. They say it's a dependence case. I don't know what a dependence case is. What little bit of research I did basically means when your parents can't take care of you. Well, I guess they still can't take care of her because she's still going to be in foster care. And that's a horrible thing because obviously she wasn't happy. And for obvious reasons, she wasn't happy in Maryland. Okay? So what I'm not jiving with is if you are brave enough to delve into the comments, you're going to see a lot of crazy ass white women saying things like, but she ran away. But she just ran away. No. Kids can't consent. Let's go back to when this first happened. Kids can't consent.
In more than a week since 13-year-old Winter Wagner was reported missing out of Rockcastle County. In a news conference this afternoon, officials there involved in the search shared that Winter was last seen on October 14th when she was picked up early from school by her foster parents.
Okay, she was picked up early from school. My understanding from another article is because she was going to therapy. But after that, she, poof, disappeared.
It was reported that she was not feeling well and was resting at home. But when her parents went to check on her at dinner, they discovered she was gone. Officials have been executing ground searches in the wooded area behind the home where she was last seen, as well as a drone search. One of the family members at the news conference claimed off camera that Winter had called her first cousin before her disappearance, a call that is currently being investigated by the FBI.
We've all been devastated. Sleep's been interrupted. Family times have been changed. People are anxiously looking out windows, driving by areas. If you see something, say something. Everything is important. There's nowhere we won't look. There's no rock we won't try to crawl under. So it's been devastating for the community, but we're looking and praying for a positive resolution.
Investigators say they don't have reason to suspect foul play at this point. They say Wagner's foster family is cooperating with the investigation.
And
Britt said the underlying question to kids running away is, why did they feel that was the answer? And this is more than a broken home life because, again, she's in foster care. She's already been removed. She doesn't see her dad, doesn't see her mom. Obviously, she feels close to her first cousin, and she obviously feels close to her aunt. So when people in the comments say things like, but she ran away, listen, either way, she was kidnapped and taken to Maryland. And she's been there since October, but she's been found now. And I just hope that somebody gets her the help she needs. Maybe her aunt could adopt her. Maybe this cousin of hers, Johnny Miller, maybe he could lend a hand. I don't know. But this is horrible. It is. The only silver lining is that she's been found. But you talk about the trauma. Now, I can't remember how she met this Delgado guy. I think it's a Roblox Discord. And that reminds me of a case in Texas where a girl was on one of those Discords. This was a Minecraft Discord. She wound up in a shed in North Carolina. Okay? A shed in North Carolina.
The top tonight, a Silver Spring man now faces kidnapping charges. Police say he was living with a 13-year-old girl missing from Kentucky. Tonight, Fox 5 spoke to his family, who claims there's more to this story. Our Julie Donaldson explains what we know.
Winter Wagner is 13 and had been missing from her foster home in Kentucky since.
Jinbug said might have been through Snapchat as well. That's always my prime suspect. How these kids find, well, not the kids find, but how adults find these kids. That's always my number one suspect. And I think they're going to let everything out on Monday. Additional charges, how they met, route he took to go get her, where he left from. I mean, whose house is it really in Maryland? Is it his? Like, does he live alone? I could see him being the pedo that he is, living with his mama. You know, we've seen those cases before. Look at Charlotte Senna. The guy that had her in the cabinet, he had been living with his mom.
Was 13 and had been missing from her foster home in Kentucky since October 14th. Now her father and family members pleading for her safe return home, even offering a $5,000 reward for anyone with information that would bring her back. Now she was found in Silver Spring on Friday, but we talked to family members of her accused kidnapper, and they say Winter claimed she was 18 and was here willingly.
Okay, you guys are going to love this because his defense, Delgado's defense. Hey, Nana. Hey, Val. Where you been, girl? Delgado's defense is that it's a misunderstanding. It's a misunderstanding. That's it. Something obviously was going on in the foster home for her to, and I refuse to say run away, but for her to not want to be there because she was kidnapped. That's all there is to it. He's 37, she's 13. This, I thought she was 18 defense don't work no more. You understand? If you really want to know someone's age, it's real easy to say, well, what's your birthday? Well, how come you can't drive if you're 18? Do you really not have a driver's license? Hold on. When did you graduate high school? He damn sure knew how old she is. He knew. He knew. Of course he knew. I have a feeling many other people saw her.
Family members of her accused kidnapper, and they say Winter claimed she was 18 and was here willingly. Montgomery County Police received a tip that the missing girl might be in the area and at this home on Dalewood Drive in Silver Spring. Police and U.S. Marshals showed up just before 6 p.m. on Friday, where they found Winter in the home with 37-year-old Christian Delgado.
She called her aunt. Gave the address and everything. Whose phone did she use? That has not been clarified. If she had her phone with her the whole time, they would have known she was in Maryland. It seems that we did a whole, bait and switch. We got a different phone. We got a burner phone or something. Other people had to have seen her and just took her word for it that she was 18. Yeah, nothing creepy about a girl that's barely 18 and a 37-year-old guy who plays Roblox all day. Yeah, that wouldn't red flag me at all.
Neighbors telling us they did not know Christian and never saw Winter. The news of kidnapping coming as a surprise.
Yeah, they came, surrounded the house, and then they...
Oh, boo-hoo. They came and surrounded the house. Yeah, they're rescuing a 13-year-old girl. Don't be playing victim with me, lady. I'm sure it shook you up. I'm sure you're shocked. I'm sure you are. But come on, this is not the time for you to put your woe is me on me. The U.S. Marshals were there to get a 13-year-old away from that 37-year-old man. Okay?
Yeah, they came, surrounded the house, and then they were there for about an hour.
Here for like 20, 30 minutes, left, probably came back 15 minutes later with about the same amount of cars, minus the one truck, but the black unmarked car came back with 3 cop cars. Here for maybe another 15 minutes, left again.
How surprising is it then?
I know, very surprised for us. Because of, we didn't expect that kinds of things.
Oh, man. Wow, I didn't know about it.
Yeah, no.
I was just wondering, like, what's so many stuff going on in here? Like, I've been living here for 27 years.
Authorities say Delgado was arrested without incident and is being held in Montgomery County's Central Processing Unit without bond, where he awaits to be extradited to Kentucky. Now, he is being charged with kidnapping. But members of Delgado's family tell us they do not know how long she was with him. He lived with his elderly mother and was in the process.
I knew it. He lives with his elderly mother. So we know one person saw Winter, Wagner. Okay. This girl's life in 13 years has been nothing but tragedy and chaos. Nothing but tragedy and chaos. And I'm so happy they're extraditing him back to Kentucky. I don't like this non-extradition stuff that goes on. We're going to talk about that tomorrow with Melody Buzzard. There is no reason for Ashley Buzzard to not be extradited back to Utah. That is crazy business right there. So they're going to take Delgado's ass back to Kentucky, and then they'll take care of him there. What are the penalties for kidnapping in Kentucky? Probably 20, and he'll get out in 12. But I have a feeling there's going to be other charges. There's going to be other charges.
Tell us they do not know how long she was with him. He lived with his elderly mother and was in the process of finding a job and has never been in trouble before. Delgado's next date in court is Monday at 1 p.m. for a bond hearing. Now, his family members saying that they do want to share their side of the story, but they want to talk with their lawyer first. So we will continue to keep you updated as we learn more details about this case.
Woo! People want to play on the internet when they're adults and they can afford their own Wi-Fi. Have at it. But the minute you're in the other room and you think that they're just playing some game, they could be talking to someone like Delgado. Truth be known. Well, I don't have to tell you. We've seen it way too many times. Truth be known. All right, so this is where he says the kidnapping is a big misunderstanding. Big misunderstanding, because he just thought she was 18. And in his infinite wisdom, thought it was a good idea to drive from Maryland and leave his elderly mother behind and drive to Kentucky and get this girl out of a foster home, which last I checked is a crime all on its own, on top of the kidnapping, and then drive her back to Maryland. But it's a misunderstanding.
About a possible defense in the case of the man accused of kidnapping 13-year-old Winter Wagner from Rockcastle County.
37-year-old Kristen Delgado.
Before we get to this, can I say something real quick? Every time I see brown with cream polka dots, I think of Julia Roberts in Pretty Woman. I do. Something about that color combination. Maybe it's just my childhood seeing the movie or whatever you want to call it. My goodness. Oh, just me said crossing state lines with a minor. That'd be one. That'd be one. Val goes, thought she was 18 with a mad face. Yeah. Uh-huh.
37-year-old Kristen Delgado appeared in a Maryland courtroom today and will be extradited to Kentucky to face charges. The Fox affiliate in Washington, D.C. reports Delgado will remain behind.
Look at him. His defense is he thought she was 18, so it's a misunderstanding. Well, they're going to have the messages between them. But at the end of the day, even if her messages say, I'm 18, come get me, it's not going to excuse this because the truth of the matter is she's 13. This girl needs a lot of help if what he's saying is true, that he thought she was 18. And her mom is a piece of shit, okay? Her mom is what I would call a barfly, okay? She seems to be very close to her aunt, her first cousin. Her dad has said a lot, in order to find her. But the thing is, none of these people in her nuclear family have custody of her. She was in foster care. So that's another ding on Delgado.
He reports Delgado will remain behind bars with no bond. In court, he called the case a, quote, misunderstanding and referred to himself as a model citizen despite the kidnapping charge. Wagner had been missing since mid-October.
Delgado asked for house arrest, saying he wanted to prepare his defense and stay in regular contact with his lawyer. He also said he didn't want to be a burden to taxpayers. His public defender cited a new job at a local car dealership.
Obviously, that is something that the defense can try to do is try to argue that she did not appear 18 or that she did appear to be 18. However, my understanding is that she's 13 in this case, and that's quite a hard spread to try to make.
I'm glad that you brought that up, Mr. Attorney. That's kind of a hard spread to make. I mean, I will say in a lot of her pictures, she does look much older. But, at the ripe old age of 50, I can't judge anybody's ages. Hell, I've seen 70-year-olds that I thought were my age. I've seen 25-year-olds that I thought were 40. I look at Andrew Hiltz. He looks like the damn crypt keeper. Okay? So I can't really judge anyone's age. 13 and 18, that's a different one.
She's 13 in this case, and that's quite a hard spread to try to make that defense work. It's going to go into how she appeared and how diligently the person who's charged with the offense actually did try to determine whether she was of age or not.
A criminal defense attorney unrelated to the case says claims like this are sometimes used early on as a strategy, but do not change the seriousness of the charges. Court records show a family member alerted police, sparking a nationwide search and a tip that led investigators to Delgado and Wagner at a home in Silver Springs. Delgado's next court date is January 26th.
Well, the other defense attorney had a very good point. They have to look into how diligent old Delgado was to find out how old she really is. And I don't know how that's going to work. Even if she did the math and gave a birth date and he really believed it. You know, and I also want to know, how did he not realize he was talking to a child? I mean, is she that mature that she could pass for an adult? And again, people don't think there's anything wrong with this. Okay, an 18-year-old and a 37-year-old living with an elderly woman. Do what? That in itself is a red flag. All right, so this is what her father said. Well, it says family has spoken out, sorry.
I'm Megan Mannering.
And I'm Larry Smith. Glad you're with us. It's being called a Christmas miracle after being missing for more than 2 months.
It is a damn miracle. And part of the defense is going to be, if he wanted to hurt her, he had plenty of time to do it. And let's face it, his mother is decrepit. She's an old lady. She couldn't have stopped him. They're going to try to make him out to be some kind of victim in this. What turns my gut is that they're going to have to make Winter the bad guy in order to save Delgado.
Rockcastle County teenager is safe after being found in Maryland Friday evening.
13-year-old Winter Wagner was last seen in October, and authorities say she was found in Maryland on Friday. A 37-year-old man is facing kidnapping charges. LEX 18's Molly Demrow spoke to Winter's cousin, who shares the relief he's feeling in tonight's big story at 6.
Because of you, the community, that tip was called into the police.
On Friday, Montgomery County Police in Maryland received a tip that 13-year-old Winter Wagner might be in Silver Spring. Working with U.S. Marshals and the Rockcastle County Sheriff's Office, officers went to a home on Dalewood Drive. Investigators found Winter inside the home, along with 37-year-old Christian Alexander Delgado. Delgado was arrested while Winter was taken to the hospital.
My initial reaction was overwhelming relief. I felt a rush of emotion, gratitude, disbelief, and thankfulness all at once. After so much fear and uncertainty, knowing she was found brought a sense of peace we hadn't felt in weeks.
Delgado made his first court.
Well, I could imagine. And it certainly is a Christmas miracle. But the miracle is Winter called her aunt and said, "This is where I'm at." And the aunt called the FBI, who got a hold of the U.S. Marshals and said, "This is where she's at." She just called her aunt. Hit or miss. We got to go check this out, because she is saying this is her calling. She knows her voice. She knows all that. Now the question is, and this is something I can't get answered because I haven't seen any articles on it. I mean, was she walking around in plain sight? Was she going to the movies with him? Were they eating out together? Not that it doesn't make her a victim. I'm wondering how many other people saw her. And it's very disappointing that her family now suddenly gives a shit about her because she was missing in October. And yes, they received a lot of community support. They did. They received a lot of community support.
Uncertainty, Knowing she was found brought a sense of peace we hadn't felt in weeks.
Delgado made his first court appearance Monday, where he asked to be released on bond and was denied. Members of his family declined to be interviewed after his hearing. He will be extradited to Kentucky to face kidnapping charges.
They're lucky they haven't got a charge on something. They're really lucky. Just because someone thought she was 18 doesn't mean you don't do your due diligence. They had to have seen something was wrong. Big time.
He will be extradited to Kentucky to face kidnapping charges. Winter was last seen by her foster parents on October 14th in the Orlando community of Rockcastle County. Her family and countless volunteers worked tirelessly to keep her name and picture visible through posters, flyers, and social media.
Winter went missing, and for weeks, the community helped keep her name and picture visible. Because of that awareness, a tip came in that led law enforcement to her location in Maryland, and she was found safe.
Montgomery County, Maryland police.
Describe safe. Describe safe. She's been kidnapped out of Kentucky from a foster home, so she wasn't safe in the first place because her parents don't give a shit about her and nobody else in her family stepped up. I know some of you have stepped up for your nieces and nephews. What gives all these other people an excuse? We just did a show about Summer Wells. You're telling me that nobody in their family can step up to take care of those 3 boys? Nobody could have stepped up to take care of Candace's first kids? And then we're supposed to praise the parents because suddenly they give a shit. You lost your kids to the government, dude. Come on, man. Why aren't you doing your classes? Isn't that what they're supposed to do? You do your classes, you get your parenting plan, you show up once a week and watch a movie, that type of stuff. You do drug tests, you keep a job, that type of stuff. Isn't that what they do? Goodness. But found safe. Describe found safe. Was she raped? Was she harassed? Was she intimidated? Was she put in situations she couldn't get herself out of? Was she introduced to other people that were inappropriate with her? She's in Maryland. She was kidnapped from Kentucky. No, there's no found safe here. Alive. Alive. If someone's safe, the U.S. Marshals don't bust down doors. No, no, no.
Location in Maryland, and she was found safe.
Montgomery County, Maryland police say parents should remain vigilant and monitor children's online activity.
The Facebook group helped by keeping Winter's name and picture in front of people every single day. Because the community kept sharing, talking about her, and refusing to let her be forgotten, the right person saw it, and that led to the tip that helped bring her home.
Molly Demrow, LEX 18 News.
According to the Rockcastle County Commonwealth's attorney, Delgado's bond will be set at $1 million once he gets back to Kentucky.
Woo! $1 million. I have a feeling the Delgado family don't get that. No, I have a feeling they do not. And, I mean, hey, kind of shocked me that his family was there to support him in court. And him thinking that he's going to get an ankle monitor to go home, to go back to the car lot and walk around with the ankle monitor and sell beat up cars to people in Maryland. But I mean, hey, tax refund time's coming up. Maybe he's going to get some good commissions. I don't know. The whole thing is totally messed up. And this child has been failed over and over and over and over. Thank goodness she had the fortitude to call her aunt and say, this is where I'm at. But then on the other hand, I almost wonder if they didn't get a tip before and the FBI didn't contact her. That's what I'm wondering. Either way, she's been found. Kelly said, I'm late. How long was she missing for? I think she was kidnapped October 14th. Mid-October, I know for sure. It is an interesting case, and I'm just really shocked that it wasn't everywhere. This is crazy. You have a 13-year-old in foster care, and she just disappears. She just disappears. She's had a horrific damn life. And that's for sure. A horrific life. Robin became a new YouTube member. Well, thank you so much, Robin. Welcome to the fam. So on Monday, they're doing the press conference, and by then they're going to have more information. Nothing's going to happen to Winter Wagner because, well, as we know, she's 13. Even if she lied about her age, Delgado, he's going to get it. He's going to get it. So it's going to take this defense attorney a lot of convincing and maybe find some perverts to put on the jury to say, ever thought somebody was 18? I don't think it's going to work at all. But she needs to be in a therapeutic foster home, kind of like the one that Sophie Long had to go to after her father coached her for so long, Michael Long. She couldn't just go back home. She had to go to a therapeutic home to basically undo some things that were, done to her. That's really where she needs to go. Don't throw her with the people that failed her in the first place, in my opinion. I know I see a lot of comments, people saying, oh, she needs to go with her aunt. She needs to go with her aunt. Let her get better before you make her even worse. That's all I ask. All right, you guys, this was a short show, but that's all I've got on this one. But I guarantee there's a lot more out there. All the articles say the same thing, but I can't wait for the press conference. Okay? Ooh, Jinbug's in the mountains. Love you too, Jinbug. And hey, Yvonne, you got your back surgery? Whoa. How are you walking, Yvonne? Are you like in a wheelchair or what are you doing? Or do you have to walk? Do they make you walk? Wow. Wow, Yvonne. Well, hopefully you get well soon, and I'll see you guys back here tomorrow morning. You're the absolute best.